Former EU Commission President Jacques Delors has died at the age of 98. A French socialist, Delors served as the country's finance minister in the early 1980s and became European Commission President in 1985. He was a passionate advocate of European integration and was a key figure in the creation of Europe's single currency, the euro. European Council President Charles Michel paid tribute to Delors, calling him one of the builders of Europe. Let's get more on this and bring in our correspondent in Brussels, Bernd Riegert. About Jacques Delors, he's praised as a visionary politician and even an architect of the European Union. How do you think he will be remembered?
He is the creator of the single market. He came up with the idea already in 1985, the integration of all economies in Europe to form a market with free movement for people, goods, services, and also capital. This was a very unique idea, and he actually managed to put this through. He overcame the so-called Eurosclerosis from the late 70s and early 80s when Europe was in a deep recession and the member states of the EU were renationalizing actually their economic policies. And he's also the father, one of the fathers of the single currency of the euro. So he did quite a lot for economic integration. But he was not, he said that in an interview, he did not finish his job. He said Europe also needed an economic policy made out with one voice, but still today all member states have their own policies, and Delors was not satisfied with that until his death.
And he was EU Commission President from 1985 to 1995. It's a pivotal time, really, for European integration. What do you think Europe today would look like without having had Delors in that key role?
Well, it would certainly look differently because then without the single market it would be still a loose community of European countries, not integrated, not able to speak with one voice when it also comes to foreign policy or migration policies. But we don't know actually what would happen. It would be smaller, of course. Delors only had to manage 12 and then 15 member states. Now we are 27 member states. And Jacques Delors also said in an interview that Europe needs more reforms to be able to withstand the challenges that are coming, enlargement, the wars, and all these challenges around it. So he was still recommending to do more reforms to make Europe fit for the future.
And just briefly before I let you go, we've been talking a lot about Europe, but what about Germany? What was his contribution there?
Well, he came up with a plan for German reunification already in April 1990. He was a fierce advocate for reunification in parallel to European integration, and he was a friend of Germany. He said the friendship between France and Germany after World War II was one of the most beautiful things that ever happened to humankind in human history.
Thank you so much for that update. That's Bernd Riegert for us in Brussels. Many thanks.